Hi again, welcome to Jeff's Stamps. You might remember a couple of videos ago, I can't remember how many, maybe 2 or 3 videos ago, I featured some Pitcairn Island stamps from 1940. Those were the first Pitcairn Island stamps released, and they were showing a story of the mutiny on the Bounty and the settlement on Pitcairn Island, and then a subsequent settlement from Pitcairn Island to Norfolk Island. So those stamps were from 1940, and I've just picked up some more stamps regarding the mutiny of the Bounty, and this is a 200-year anniversary, as you can see there, from 1789 to 1989. And there's the route that the Bounty took, the dotted line, as we see here. Bounty's track before the mutiny is the dotted line, and Bounty's track after the mutiny is the solid line as well. And you can see that solid line ending up there on Pitcairn Island. So, I just thought I'd grab those stamps to add to my Norfolk Island and Pitcairn Island collection. There's the mutineers and the Polynesian maidens there, pictured there on Pitcairn Island. There's Fletcher Christian there, the Bounty, 1789 to 1989. And actually it says there Isle of Man. Isle of Man is where Captain Bligh hailed from. And there's a depiction of the casting adrift of Bligh. There's the mutiny in progress there. And so there are those 4 stamps. I hope you found those interesting. And here is something totally different. This particular, Western Australia, I'm going to fix that up. This Western Australian Centenary stamp, 1829 to 1929. Centenary of Western Australia, 3 halfpence. It's the centenary of the first permanent European settlement in Western Australia. You still got a good view of that. And the centenary of the European settlement of Western Australia occurred in 1929, and the Western Australian Centenary Committee were keen to celebrate the event with the issue of this commemorative postage stamp. Straighten it up there a little bit for you. And a public competition was held to select the most appropriate designs, and entries closed on the 1st of July 1928 with the Australian Philatelic Exhibition Secretary, Mr. A. Rosenblum. And in December 1928, it was announced that the design submitted by Mr. G. Pitt Morrison of the Perth Museum was the acceptable one. So the master die was engraved by F.D. Manley, and 12 printing plates were prepared at the Note Printing Branch, Melbourne, under the guidance of John Ash, the Australian note and stamp printer. And the printing plates were actually flat to print the stamp, not cylindrical as they were in later years. And as each set of 4 plates was completed, they were bolted together and brought into use. Plates 1 to 4 are the most common, followed by plates 5 to 8, with plates 9 to 12 the scarcest, and they were being used for the shortest period of time. So it was surmised that 50% of the stamps were printed from plates 1 to 4, 33% of these stamps from plates 5 to 8, and 16% from plates 9 to 12. So the plates consisted of 80 impressions in 8 rows of 10, and the sheet value was 10 shillings for the whole sheet. And the only marginal markings were the sheet number above the centre of the first impression and obviously the John Ash imprint. But the stamps were gummed with shiny white gum Arabic. They were perforated, 11 perforation holes per 2 centimetres by a single line machine. And it was perforated just one row at a time. So the total issue of this stamp was 21,281,040 stamps. And of these 24,000 stamps, they were punctured OS. Of the 21,281,040 stamps, of those, 24,000 were punctured OS for issue to members of Parliament. Others were cancelled and placed in collector packs and sold in post offices. And I think they even ran an advertisement, if I can find it. Hang on. Yeah, here's the ad, which I photocopied. And where is it? There it is. Western Australia Centenary stamp. And I'll just see if I can go back a bit on there. There's the article, not a big article, but it actually, that article in the newspaper for this stamp that we're showing actually says, on sale today at all post offices, copies of a special stamp, 1.5, or as you can see on the stamp there, 3.5 pence, or 1.5D. And that value was issued to commemorate the centenary of Western Australia. The stamp is available for use on all mail matter. The design is Mr. G. Pitt Morrison, curator of the Perth Art Gallery, and depicts the Black Swan. And the issue is limited and sales will continue until supplies are exhausted. Have I got the article there? There it is, sorry. There's been good demand for the stamp from stamp collectors. Large parcels will be sent overseas in compliance with standing orders for all special issue of Australian stamps. And the postal authorities believe, however, that the biggest sales of the stamp for collecting purposes will be made in Western Australia. So there's the news article there. Of that particular stamp. So it's customary that new stamp issues are not seen before the day of issue, but that didn't happen with this Western Australian centenary stamp. A sheet of stamps was actually displayed on Monday the 22nd of July 1929 at the exhibition hosted by the Philatelic Society of Western Australia under the auspices of the State Centenary Celebrations Committee. So the Western Australian Centenary Committee wanted also a poster stamp that could be used as publicity. So they issued a poster stamp to go along with this one. Unfortunately, I do not have the poster stamp to show you, but the guidelines stated that it should be no more than 3 colours, this particular poster stamp, with minimal wording. So there's a bit of history there on the centenary, Australian centenary, 1829 to 1929, the centenary of the first permanent European settlement in Western Australia. You can see that stamp there with, I'll give you another look at that, a bit closer, 3 half pence. So 3 half pence making up the 1.5. And there's the back there. You can see a tiny bit of, if you look closely, a little bit of, looks like a little bit of gum is missing just here in the corner. Yeah, lovely stamp. Beautiful, beautiful mint condition. Western Australia Centenary stamp there with a bit of history behind it. Hope you enjoyed that. Very quick video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and check out all those other great stamp videos as well, including Great Stamp Adventure, Jerry's Stamps, Chris Loves Stamps, TED Talk Stamps, Snail Mail with Smokey. There's plenty more. I'm very sorry if I've left somebody out, but I'm just doing these off the top of my head. But there's plenty of stamp channels out there. Fantastic information on all of those different channels, and you'll get a wealth of information and also entertainment from them as well. Thanks for watching. Back again with another video very soon.